Hey YouTube, it's Echobear, and today I want to do an app for you guys that's called Parallels. Now before we get into why I like this app and the fun stuff about it, let's get through the serious stuff. Parallels is made by Absolute Games LLC. Add a lost sphere through a minimal world of parallel platforms. Journey through the surreal, simplistic, and colorful world that is Parallels. What seems to be like an easy, relaxed journey in the beginning is destined to become fraught with danger. Avoid collapsing walls, ceilings, platforms on the move, and shadowed shapes that will follow you to your destruction. With simple one-tap controls, you'll need fast reactions, cutting timing, and nerves of steel to reach the safety of the parallel checkpoints. Don't be deceived, Parallels is a relatively chilled platformer, but let your guard down and it becomes brutally hard to find your way out. This app already kind of did a lot of the explaining for me in its description, which is an awesome description. Good job, game developers. But a couple things that I want to point out. The first thing is the aesthetic part of this app. It's really, really beautiful. It says it's simplistic, but there's a lot of detail that has gone into this. There's the lighting effects all throughout it that changes, gives your ball a shadow. There's the particle effects when you do get a game over and kind of explode. And just everything has really nice shading. All the designs are really geometric and they work with each other. So as far as that goes, yeah, it's minimalistic, but there's still a lot of detail. Like, there's a lot of attention to detail that's still been put into it, although it is minimalistic. As far as controls, one thing I really like about this game is you kind of have an infinite jump. Every time you tap and use your one button, your little circle dot, which has a beautiful little comet trail coming off of it, continues to jump. Now, this gets hard when spaces get really cramped and you gotta move really fast. But at the same time, when these kinds of games feel really heavy and you can't move around a lot, it gets really difficult and frustrating and not as fun to play. Where this one is more floaty and light. I don't usually always like floaty, but for this one it works a lot better because it gives you more control over where you're going and how your momentum goes. Some cool parts about this is a lot of games like this, you'll just kind of have to grind and grind and grind until you get to the next part, or the next checkpoint. And if it's a rage game, that gets really frustrating because it's meant to. But this one has an awesome option of if you get stuck or things get too hard or there's just one specific place you can't get past, there's an optional passing of the checkpoint, which you only have to watch a video to get past, or it'll just let you past it anyway. So that's a really nice addition that's in there. It makes things fair. It makes it so people who get stuck in certain places can continue through the game and continue progressing and playing the game. That's my main thing with level-based stuff, where you can get stuck and then that's just it, is you lose your motivation to play. For me at least. If it takes too long and I'm busy and I have a lot of stuff to do and I can't get past something, I'm just like, well, I'm done with this. So with this, it gives you a chance to still continue and see what's beyond that point and still keeps you interested in the game. One little drawback to this game that I have found is there's little sound. One drawback to this game that I have found is the fact that it relies super heavily on leaps of faith, which are kind of frustrating to me because it's literally leaps of faith. You just have to hope that where you're jumping is gonna be safe, which isn't super fair. I kind of wish you could see one or two platforms below you instead of just the single platform that you're on. So if it were done that way, I could see where leaps of faith would be a little more fair, but when it's every single drop is a leap of faith, that gets a little difficult and frustrating. But overall, this is a really good app. It has wonderful lighting, it has wonderful music and sound effects. The controls are really tight and they're floaty, but it works for this kind of game. The only real drawback is the leaps of faith and just a difference throughout the levels. So because of all that, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. It's an awesome game. You guys should check it out. Don't take my word for it. Go out, play it, make your own assumptions about it, but I give it a 7 out of 10. I recommend it. Go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and comment down below, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!